Hello and welcome back to episode 11 of Roll for HIVE Fleet. This is a show where the Hive Mind and the Dice Gods collaborate to create us a custom scheme whilst helping me get rid of that pile of shame. As you can probably tell by the background, today we're going to be using these dark art paints from Two Thin Coats and Transatlantis Games. So starting us off with the brush roll, and we've got a 00, a 3 and a player's choice. And this is what I have chose to use. But moving swiftly on, we have our primary colour roll, and that's a 15, so brown. So we've decided to go with a Cinderborn brown. Fun fact, this is the first time I've ever used Two Thin Coats paints, so I was very excited to give them a whirl. And you know what? I was pleasantly surprised. This brown was a very nice colour, and it kind of looked like melted chocolate, and I don't know if it was because of that reason, but I thought it smelled like chocolate. But please don't eat it. But it turned out really nice with this nice matte finish. But now moving on to the carapace roll. And hell yeah, we rolled a 20, so we get to choose two colours. So I went for this old brown metal and this brown ink. Typically try and stay away from metallics on my Tyranids, but it is Roll for HIVE Fleet, and I think I can make this work. And to be fair, I think these colours complement each other really well. It is a very muted metallic, but I dulled it down even more with that brown ink. But moving on to our accent colour rolls, and we got brown, yellow and orange. And these are the three colours I've chose. Just got to say, I absolutely love the artwork on the front of these bottles, but I started using that dystopian dust just to highlight the skin. I started with a 1-to-1 mix with the dystopian dust and the Cinderborn brown, all the way up to solely highlighting with just the dystopian dust. Again, trying to focus on the areas that would be affected by the light, and I thought this turned out really nice. It's looking rather fleshy. I then picked out the eyes with orange, the yellow, and then on top of that a little dot of white. And yeah, I think this guy's actually looking really good. I'm pretty impressed with these paints so far. Now to continue with the theme, we're going to do our wildcard roll, and oh, it's Grimdark, so I guess we've got to Grimdark this boy up. So I used this deep red ink, and some of these rust and gore technical paints. I diluted that red ink slightly with some water and just placed it all over the skin, and as we always say, all over those fleshy bits. In hindsight, I might have added a little too much, but hey ho, it's Grimdark, and this guy is looking pretty disgusting. But last but not least, we have the base roll, and that's Forest. So we typically do forest / jungle bases for my typical HIVE Fleet. So like usual, we grab the kraut cover basing glue, we then dip it in the Kadama Woods from kraut cover, added a little plastic plant, and we are done. Not gonna lie, might have went a little overboard with the gore effects. This guy genuinely looks like he's just been born. But hey, maybe that's a cool thing for Tyranids. I don't know. But my overall thoughts of these dark arts paints is that they are very good. But please let me know what you think down below, and what would you call this HIVE Fleet. And as always, I'll see you next Tuesday for Roll for HIVE Fleet.